Welcome everyone. Welcome to the league finale. We're super we're super excited to watch the game between Aaron and Stufty here. We have not seen it yet. It's nerve wracking. So this is so for anyone that doesn't know, this is summonerwarzone.com where we run a league. This is season 19 of the league, and every season you're placed in a pool and you play 2 games a week of the same matchup, both sides, and then at the end, after 5 weeks, you've played 10 total games, and the top two players in each division advance. Bottom two get demoted, and there's 5 divisions here. So what we're watching today is in Division One. All the players did all 10 games, but then at the end of the day, Stufty and Aaron split, and they both got 7 wins. So it has to be settled with a tiebreaker. And tiebreakers used to be settled with each player would select 3 factions uh, and submit those to Massimo, and then you would go through an order, and if the number one and number one don't match, then you just choose your faction, and that's the matchup. But we've changed the way that the league tiebreakers work recently. And I think it's still somewhat tentative, though I'm a very big fan of the change. That is, one player chooses between one of the 5 matchups that were played that season, and then the second player chooses which faction they want to be in that matchup. Um, and I'm joined here with Vexer.
Hello, everyone. So, yeah, it's great to be here. We're really excited to see this matchup. And as you can see here, this is, well, one of the closest one based on the stats for this league season. And just looking at those factions, I would say it's actually the closest one because even though we have a 50% there with Crimson Order and Shadow Elves, I don't think that one is that close. So, yeah, it's going to be an exciting match. Let's see. Let's see who is going to be playing. Ben?
Yeah, oh yeah, we'll get started. But feel free to if anyone has any thoughts, it's interesting to think about what faction you would choose if you were in a tiebreaker here. Like which are the closest factions? They all seem to like very close this season. Uh, very impressive with that to get those statistics. But yeah, let's get started. So the matchup that we're doing is Mountain Vargath versus Skyspear Avian. So Stufty chose the matchup, and then Aaron chose Skyspear Avians. So we'll just talk briefly about those factions. We'll probably spend like 10, 15 minutes just talking about strategy, just so we're not like interrupting ourselves in the middle of the game and being like, oh, what's going on here. Um, but so just for a broad overview of both of these factions, uh, starting with the Mountain Vargath. Mountain Vargath, it seems like everything's centered around positioning and Sunderved's ability, just giving +1 strength to all friendly units within one space. If you can just maintain the right setup, you can get a ton of value out of that. And so you have cards like your Horde Slingers that can attack through units. So if you're set up right, you can do a ton of attacks down a single line. And then you have these Wolfbane Brutes that can force enemy units around, but only if you start the turn adjacent to them. So it's a very powerful ability, but they're also slow. And so it feels hard to use, but when it's used right, especially helping with Glory Callers that can force things in the summon phase, it can be incredibly powerful. And the other unit there, Slag One Fighter, can force units, has forceful attack, and I don't know. I feel like the Mountain Vargath, they can be consistent. They can really it feels dangerous sometimes to advance with Sundervid, but you can really just wipe the board with certain turns. If you have a battle leader up and you have 5, you can suddenly have an extra attack for 5, and you can marshal force to just keep Sundervid safe, get extra attacks when you need it. Ramming advance feels more situational, but I think we'll talk about the matchup more, but like I think is incredibly relevant in a matchup like this where uh, the the goats can just close the distance in less than a second. If a faction tries to stay back like the birds would like to, it seems less viable of a strategy just because of how easily ramming advance punishes that. So and we'll talk about champions later too, but they've they've got some powerful ones, in particular Varn, that can just plop any boy from around him to a spot adjacent to him at any point during the
Mhm.
turn. So that's just a general sense of positioning. I guess
Yeah.
is how I would think about this faction. Anything quick to add about that?
Exactly. So let's talk about the keys to victory for this faction. So you were saying this is all about formation for this faction. They have a really, well, I would say, lower than average magic cost for the value you get out of the units, because you're expecting all of those power levels that you saw to be getting the +1 effect in most of your attacks that you're doing. If you're able to keep the formation to be getting that advantage, it's really hard to lose a game on the long run. Like the economic game, it's hard to lose it when you're getting that +1 and still getting those that amount of health for that amount of magic. But also to achieve that formation, that's the challenging part, right? It's not an automatic easy thing to do because you only have 3 moves per turn. You have to leverage in such a way that you keep everyone close and tight and being able to attack. And that's going to be the main challenge that they're going to have against the Avanes. They have some of the best mobility in the game with flying. They can move 3 spaces, so they can shift the game from one side to the other really quick. So it's going to be hard for Sundervid to be able to adapt to that. If the Avan decide to try to come and slog it out in the middle with them, it's going to be hard for the Avan to come up on top of that because these guys can really pack a punch. That's their main advantage that they'll have in this matchup, as we saw with the event Battle Leader, in which you get a 4th attack and a 4th move. That they can really just wipe out the board of the Avan if they really get too close and they want to slog it out. So that's what they're going to be trying to do. One of the tools that they have to try to close the distance is the ramming advance. They only have 2, so it's not like an easy thing to pull off. But if they manage to combine that with a forward gate, like doing the ramming advance to close the distance with the Avan, which they're able to really play well on that, like generating distance, shifting side to side. So if they do the ramming advance, plant a gate, or well, martial forces combines with all that, like you can send Thunderbird, hit, and then protect that flank. If they're able to combine a big turn that way, they might be able to overcome that challenge that they have with mobility. Let's see what else. So other than that, they are very similar to the Aven, in which both rely on keeping a close formation. We have the callers, which allow you to do, let's say, moves which are a little bit unexpected, like you would be moving more than what you would traditionally be able to move with a starting position outside of the usual spots. And we have the Brute, which is able to break those formations of the Aven, in which you're protecting the summoner with a steward with 5 health. You're able to just displace them and then move forward. But this is also a risky move because with the ability that you see there for slow, it's easy for the Aven to just completely shift the game to the other side, and that brute, it can just be orphaned in the middle of nowhere where there's no action. So it's a balance that the Vargath will have to look there, in which they're moving as a unit, trying to close the distance little by little, to be choking them off out of space, to be flying away. And I think the way to victory for the Vargath is going to be the economic victory, just like little by little grinding them out. The units for the Aven are not cheap, so it's hard for them. Like if you wipe out like the commons that they have on the board, to refill that without having to discard a little bit heavily. So yeah, I think that would cover the main things that we want to keep an eye for them. For the champions, I would say Varn is the must play champion in most matches. It's kind of like the a Baldo or Dagger of the other factions, in which you're just going to try to make it happen. My guess is we'll probably be seeing him around, especially with the Aven having the high assassination potential, in which you want to have a big hitter, but you don't want to be exposing Thunderbird too much. So Barn can take that role of that front unit that is hitting hard and then just trying to cover himself. But even if hit gets hit back, it's not so catastrophic as if Sunderbed is suddenly getting like 2, 3 attacks on that turn. So we'll probably be seeing him in this matchup.
Yeah, absolutely. Ready to talk about the avians real
Yeah,
quick?
let's go to the avians.
Awesome. Yeah, and I feel like a lot of this matchup can it feels like it can boil down to the slow ability of the brute just versus flight. Like the avians have all the movement advantage here. It feels like this game will just be all about movement. Ava can essentially decide where the battle is at all times. Not only does she have flight, but any units that start the move phase within two of her also get flight. So if you play your cards right, you can kind of just go wherever you want. You can make a push and then immediately retreat, or vice versa. And with Gathering Song, you can do crazy hit and runs. Just send out a unit, get a good attack, and then just pull it all the way back to the back of your board. Very similar to Stronghold, with the Mountain Vargath. Two very similar epic events. But a lot of their gameplay with their harmony symbol is about just the unit positioning each other right to use each other's abilities. So the Airy Stewards gets extra dice if they're adjacent to the summoner. Airy Sages give extra strength. That's a great combo with the Steward. Now you have 3 dice that are better than melee dice, being shot at a range. Airy Sentinels, their ability. I guess that will be relevant in this game since they
Hmm.
can't be pushed by the fighters. That's something that I'll always forget about. And even like something like you buff 3 attack to 4 attack with an Airy Sage, and it feels like a huge difference. You can get very efficient attacks, and then Airy Divers can um, just come in around Ava. They're usually very good for trapping the enemy summoner. If the avians get behind you against a lot of summoners, you just kind of lose. It's not the case for Sundervid because of Stronghold, but it's still very scary for him. And so with Sky Assaults, you can units that have flight can shoot through units, and then that combined with Battle Song, and you can just have so many dice coming down one row, especially if Cyruk is adjacent to Ava and has Worthy from the Steward. You can just do a ton of damage. So yeah, they're great at movement. They're great at assassinations. They're great at sitting back and shooting. But I feel like that's not necessarily what we're gonna see in this matchup because of ramming advance. But I'm not certain. What would you have to say to how you think the Avians are gonna play this matchup?
Yeah, I would agree that they're one of the most versatile factions from the perspective that they can play a really good range game. They can slog it out in the middle. They can go for assassinations. Sky Assault and Battle Song are some of the best. Well, especially Sky Assault for going for assassination turns, and the capability of flying over the opponent and suddenly just like going all in to surround them for a kill in that turn or the next turn. It's probably going to be one of the decisive factors we see in this one. Like, I would say that the path to victory for the Avians is going from let's say conservative or slow assassination, in which you're not really being too aggro at first. You're just trying to play the distance game, which is where the Bargath lacks some of those capabilities. But once you want to try to get a few shots at Sunderbed, so that they're not able to move in such a so freely because now they're at a risk of assassination. So once you do that, like then they can start hunting for that spot for the assassination turns. Uh, that would be my guess. Like that's probably going to be the best approach that they can follow, as they cannot really just slug it out with the Bargath, right? Like they cannot just try to go to the middle and just try to on a hit by hit come out on top of that. The Bargath, they just hit too hard; they're just too chunky. Also, I think strong here from the Sages is going to be a key factor. Like they really need to be leveraging that +1 on the Stewards and on the Sentinels to be able to survive like those exchanges that are going to be happening from afar or up close at some points. They also really need to maximize their event, the Gathering Song, which allows them like just to send some units to break the back of the formations where you have the slingers on Bargat, like the only range unit, which it's a bit of a pain, right? Because it's protected by another unit. So I would say the Avens really want to maximize that event, get some good value out of it, and then be able to return those units into a relatively safe spot. The divers might still be useful for a similar type of use case, dealing with the slingers, or being used for those turns in which you might just want to go all in and just send them, try to rush them, or just send one back to keep softening up Sunderbed. But I would say they will probably see the Avens try to like close the game before the it goes into like the end game, or because I don't think they can survive like the economic battle at the end and come up top. Um, let's see, what else would they have if the other events, the other units? Yeah, that probably covers it.
Yeah.
Like those are going to be the key things. I think the other one will be the moving around, right? Like they'll definitely want to be shifting the game because that's really complicates things for the Vargoth, right? That means that now they need to move everything that they have summoned to the other side and to the other side and to the like upper right side and upper left side, which is hard to do, right? Unless like once you have a few units out, if they manage to get like a brute every now and then, like lost in the middle of like a place that is not relevant anymore, they might be able to balance out the economic battle. So that's going to be one of the key factors, just being able to not like fully committed to one side, because sometimes like you're losing on one side and you just try to keep committing and just keep going, or plant a gate there that you'll just have to escape the next turn and then you just gave them a free gate. I think one of the keys for the Avens will be to not fall into that trap and just know when a position it's just unsustainable and just try to shift the game and try to force the Vargoth to now just move over all the way there in such a way that sometimes like they're not going to be able to cover all flanks for Sundervid, and you keep like pinging him little by little until you can go for the assassination.
Gotcha. Yeah, and so you say assassination sounds like a very good option. If the avians play their cards right and try to get brutes stranded, and get value that way with movement, do you think economic victory is possible, even remotely?
Yeah, yeah, it is possible. It's a close match. Like they have multiple paths. I think it's a little bit harder. Like at that point, you start relying on maybe getting like some dice which are a little bit favorable, or maybe the opponent making some suboptimal decisions for you to be able to achieve that. But it's definitely possible. Yeah,
Awesome. Well, sounds good. About ready to get started.
yeah. Let's do this.
Before that, just another quick plug for the league. The league is a great place. If you just started playing Summoner Wars, and you want to get more into it, it's great. You get plopped down in a division, and then you play 2 games a week, and then I found when I first joined the league, that all of the people that I played from my previous season were all of a sudden my buddies to practice with for seasons in the future. So I don't know. It's a great environment, and on the Discord server, people are always discussing the matchups each week. Everyone's talking about the same matchup, which is amazing. So I highly recommend you go to Summoner Wars, Summoner swzone.com, and check it out. And on the Summoner Wars Discord as well. We're always chatting. And then anything to say about our competitors here, Aaron and Stufty. I know Stufty, they've both been around for a while. I think we said Stufty had one division, or had one season 12, division,
Season
got
12,
top
yeah.
spot in season 12. I don't think Aaron has gotten one yet. So yeah, this should be very exciting. Aaron runs the podcast Discard for Magic. I think you can find it on most platforms like Spotify, Apple Music, etc. And they're always posting about it in the content streaming channel of the Discord. I highly recommend you check that out as well. But yeah, 2 players that have just been with us for forever now.
Yeah, exactly. And there are some of the top players around, so it's extremely hard to know what's going to happen. Like these are the type of players that you rarely see make any mistake, and this matchup is also very close. So Yeah, it's I have no clue what's gonna happen in this game.
It'll be tight. All right. Well, I guess I'm gonna move my cursor over and let's get started. You ready?
Yeah, let's do
I'm
this.
intense. All right. So I'm just gonna be slowly clicking through like Colby does, one move at a time, so we don't miss anything here. Looks like the avians are going first. That's
Right, and yeah, they don't have the initial gate that they usually like to have to start setting up a position. In here, I'm surprised. Like, looks like Ava is gonna be left exposed. The initial hand, it's a tough one. Really, like, not much to do with it at this point. Although in the first turn, like, they don't really need much as they just have the initial things to do this attack here. Like all they really need in this with the starting setup of this matchup.
yeah. Do you think you'd have a
So
preference as to wanting to go first or second in this matchup? 3 for 3. That's really nice.
yeah, that was nice. It's one of those ones in which if you don't go first, it might not be that big of a deal. Like you don't because you want them to actually like if they start getting forward, that like that's good with you, right? Like they'll have to do it slowly.
Yeah. And then
So
go ahead.
oh yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see what he discards right now.
Yeah, it's easy to forget about discards because it happens so fast in the app. But I see we have 3 discards right now, and we get to see the hand as well. I wonder if you hold on to Cyruk here. I feel like I would probably hold like a Sage and a Steward. Um, I usually feel bad about holding champions. We lost the Sentinel, lost the Steward, lost the Sage, and we keep the
Oh, he's
Diver.
going for the champ. Yeah, yeah. Like I would have imagined like the diver was going to be the one that was discarded
Me
and
too.
Saruk, but going for the champ. And that's the like if you play a champ with the Yavin, it's usually you want it to be Saruk, which is the best one. The other ones are a bit more situational. He gets a gate, which gives him more options in what he can do next turn. And but he's has exactly 5, so he'll probably go with a Saruk, which at the beginning of the game, before you have like many units around, he might be able to get some really good value out of him as he would end up probably with a single flank open on Saruk at first.
Yeah, I'll keep playing here. It can be tough if like if the board gets wiped and it's only Ava and Cyruk, that won't do too much, but
Mhm.
probably one of these commons is gonna live.
Okay, so he manages to get the brood right in front of it with the collar, and then the slinger is going to take a hit it's going to hit the steward. Let's see if he has a gate or not.
Looks like not.
Okay, no
Yeah, the
gate. So
getting the gate turn 1 is a huge swing.
yes, exactly, because it kind of like removes a lot of the risk for Sundervid of suddenly like getting the Avon coming at you, as now you have a lot of different points that you can summon out of, and it makes it risky.
Yeah,
So it looks like it survived just exactly.
you just which is huge.
Yes, exactly. As
um,
you really want like a Saruk to have a like a steward around, which is probably now gonna fly to the back, and Saruk can like take over that position.
yep, and it looks like doing okay. It's kind of hard to watch, but it looks like we're doing disc. I think there was one discard there. I'm not gonna scroll through to see it.
Yeah, no, that's good. It was a single discard. Yeah, it seems.
And yeah, that steward staying alive. Interesting. We held Cyruk, but we're not playing Cyruk. I feel
Mhm.
like that's that happens to me quite a bit whenever I play champs.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So
Not
we had
going.
that.
Yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
that diver going for the slinger, which is one of the reasons that you wanted to have those guys around to at least be able to trade for the slingers.
Interesting. I feel like I would be tempted to just throw that at Sundervid. Just every little bit of chip on Sundervid helps.
Well, he's kind of doing that because now he's going to try to clear the 2 units
Oh, I
in
see.
front and then get
Yes.
the steward, which is even better. Like that's exactly what the Evans want to get, like those 3 damage, 4 damage, and now you're getting him into the assassination range. So, yeah, this turn can be huge for the Evans.
And the gate too. Yeah, you're right. That if that steward next to Ava gets to attack over here, that could be up to three
So he
to
gets
6 damage.
exactly 1 damage. Okay, so he gets the 2 for 2. This is going to be massive because
It could be
this is
insane,
exactly what
and
you
we
want to do.
got it. So this is anywhere from 0 to 6 damage coming at Sundervid, but probably at least 2 or 3. Oof, 2. That is
Okay, so
about as low
he
as it
exactly.
gets.
Exactly. That wasn't great, but at least it's really you just won a couple of those, and now they are in the assassination rate. But he didn't pay like a huge price there. I guess we'll see. Guildford is probably gonna be discarded. Now he has a potential of Cyruk next turn or whatever units he gets.
Looks good.
Okay,
And
yeah, that's a good
we'll
draw
keep
there.
going.
Let's see
And
what.
yeah, it's a nice
Okay,
board
come
state, but
on.
I'm always worried against Sundervid that like my entire board's just gonna be gone in a heartbeat. But it would be pretty hard to clear all of these things, and hopefully a steward lives and we can get Cyruk out next turn or something.
Okay, so that was super important, the gate, because right there he's extremely wide open to the like just getting flown over the blocker and all that. So that's gonna give him some slack there, having that around.
Yeah, absolutely. I wonder if there'll be anything to protect Sundervid here. It still feel pretty exposed, but maybe it's fine.
Yeah, yeah, it's one flank at least now. Well, you're hoping to get that 2 for 2. Otherwise, like that guy can fly to the back. So that was a huge one. This one should be easy, clearing up that steward.
Yep.
And let's see. This one is going to be a bit tougher, but if he gets a 3 for 3, he can turn things around. Okay, it was still normal roll.
And I guess I might have. Did we get a discard there? I'm not sure. It might have been one.
Let's see. I
Let's
think
go
not
with
yet.
Yeah, seems like no. All right.
Okay, so he's playing it slow. There, definitely. He's not in a hurry.
I'm scared. I'm looking at that hand. I'm seeing Sky Assault.
Yeah,
It
like
feels like
right
this
now
could be
the
two
Aven are
attacks. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, yeah, they got a good start right now, and now they're gonna keep the pressure with that gate. They're gonna be able to keep hitting Sunderbit.
It's interesting that I feel like this is one of the matchups where Ava goes forward a lot. Like there's several matchups where I'm just very comfortable staying back as Ava for as long as possible, but this one I feel like you want to take the field so Sundervid can't use ramming advance and take the field himself.
Yeah. Let's watch this. So this was an interesting move here. So because of that gate, that position with Ava there was a little bit risky. So he's
Hmm.
shifting the game now to the other side with Ava. He's sending that Sentinel there as just to get the damage. Like he's okay with that unit dying. But because he's going to be able to clear one of the other's lingers, I'm not sure if he's going to go for this linger or for the Sundervid. That's going to show us if he's thinking like what we were saying at first of just getting him into the range for the assassination, or if he's thinking of more of an economic approach, because those lingers are a bit of a pain, and they only have that's the only range unit. They have 5 of those, and then you don't have to worry about the range game. So I wouldn't be
Hmm.
surprised if he goes for this linger, as he really wants the magic at this point. He has Cyruk and wants to have enough magic at the end of turn to play Cyruk plus like a Sage or a one magic unit. So my guess is he's gonna go for the slinger. Let's see
That's so tough.
how.
That's so funny because I see Sundervid and I'm like, I could be at 7 health. I really want to attack Sundervid, but you make a good case for the slinger.
Yeah, and the reason why like he might shift his attention to that is because of that front gate that Sunderbit put there. Like once that gate is there, the Sky Assault becomes much more harder. So
Hmm.
the only way for him to really get on the short term some value out of that would have been to go with Ava to try to just rush in through the right side. But it's hard at this point to try to commit so much with them. So it was like a good move just retreating because that linger there is a perfect target. And now Sundervid, if you look at that, like he's locked himself out from that side of the game. It's harder for him now to get there, right? So if you shift the game to that side, now any unit that he summons to try to go fight there, they won't have the +1 from Sundervid. And without the +1, they're pretty average units that won't be able to stand with the Aven that you'll have there.
Yeah, it's a very interesting gate. Like I'm usually afraid of blocking off my summoner like that. Oh, and it seems like you're right. Went for the slinger. And yeah, I guess just a few more and they're gone completely. But yeah, Sundervid can still. You're right. He can use his ability perfectly fine from behind a gate, I suppose.
Yeah, but only like to the closest position, which the melee units wouldn't really be able to do that. So there's only, I believe, two slingers or one slinger left. Sorry, two or three. I'm not sure if the initial one. I think there's only two left, right? He already killed three.
Yeah. Massimo in chat saying Sundervid hard to support units. I'm guessing Fuzzy, you're right. I'm guessing we're about to gather the Sentinel. We will see.
Mhm. Oh,
There.
he actually played. I missed. I totally missed that. So even better. I mean, even just sacrificing the Sentinel wasn't like a bad option, but with the Gathering song, yeah, this is huge for the Avon. Like they're ahead for sure.
Yeah. See if we have discards here. It's interesting. I'm guessing we're discarding the gate. Discarding the sage too. I saw Massimo call that in chat. I'm surprised to see that because I feel like you want to hold that spot. Any thoughts
Well,
here as
in
to
this
why we? Yeah.
case, yeah, because you want to definitely keep it because of Cyruk. Like you have Cyruk
I
coming
see.
next turn, or maybe like in the next turn. You don't know if you're going to be drawing another sage at this time. So that position, it's not a big deal even if you lose it because it's already outside of the range of Sunderbed. You have another gate, and my guess is, well, not sure. Let's see if he discards the other gate. Like he can use
Yep.
this one for the left side. Yeah, he went for that. But it's not like he's gonna really choke you off. Like you just lose that position, but you're able to summon from the right, and you have multiple spots there. One on the back that gets flying. So it's not a critical like position to defend, especially as his own gate on the other side is already stopping him from trying to come in like hot with multiple units. Like you're gonna get a single unit there, and then that's gonna be it. It won't really be supported properly in that next turn, in which it would be a threat to the Avon.
Interesting. Yeah. But Fuzzy saying in chat, guessing Aaron wants to use Stronghold to get forward. That sounds interesting. That sounds very risky, but yeah, it is a tough spot to just have Sundervid stuck in the back like that.
Yeah. And there goes another slinger. Let's see. He has to protect this one as much as possible.
I wonder if Sundervid's. Yep, we're stacking up the old
Yeah,
donkey stack
exactly.
over
So
that gate.
yeah, so that was a good move for him because I mean it was really hard to follow him on the other side. If he did, he was going to be at a massive disadvantage with the units not really getting the bonus, and that gate up there was left a little bit too exposed on the third row, so he's able to take that one and not be at risk of the Avon suddenly getting a lot of value next turn.
Yeah, seems nice. I'm guessing. I guess we try to destroy the gate too. It opens us up to cover, but destroying an area gate
Well, no,
is
he
nice.
he definitely wants to take it out. Yeah, like he wants to take that out because now you're limiting the range of like the counter hit. Like with that gate there, like he would be able to fly something into Sunderbed or
Yeah,
do
yeah,
things like. And he probably also wants the magic at this point.
yeah.
And leave the now with a single summoning spot, then uh, like taking that front spot becomes a different story once you take off the other ones on the right. So.
Yeah.
That was a good move there, and he's taking things slow. He's tried to play cautiously, so that was a good
Yeah,
approach.
Aaron seems like a very patient player. I was I was playing him yesterday and just and chatting and just realizing it seems like he's a lot more comfortable than a lot of people, mostly myself, with holding on to cards. Like he really likes to hold on to cards and get full value. We saw him discard one card that last turn, but still held on to
Hmm.
three. It feels like discarding heavy feels like I feel like I see a lot of people at the highest level do a ton of that. It seems like Aaron is unique in being very patient with his with holding his cards.
Yeah, and he knows like the economic game is probably his with this matchup. Like,
Hmm.
it heavily leans to him, so he just want to keep things like going. He all he needs really is around three magic per turn to be able to summon two units, two or even three sometimes, and to keep things going. And Bargath in this game, like they don't really need to discard more when you have Barn in hand and you're getting ready to get it out of the hand.
Yeah.
Okay, so Cyrus, let's see what he can do. He's probably, oh, let's see, he's actually going forward.
Interesting. And then I guess we occupy the gate. No, we don't. Hmm.
Oh, that's
What's
interesting.
what's going on here?
Yeah, is he going for the front gate with a Sky Assault?
No
No,
way. I
the
mean,
yeah,
that's what else would he be doing right now? Like that seems like such a strange position to expose Ava and Cyruk without.
exactly. Yeah, I'm not sure what's the strategy here. I guess let's see what
Yeah,
he
I mean, it's decent
goes
dice
for.
on the gate, like those being worthy dice. You could take out the main gate here.
Yeah,
Fascinating.
maybe he's going for the denial. Yeah.
This I mean, this could be huge. 5 damage.
Yeah,
Yep, you
maybe
should
that.
get it at that point. You might even get it with just the steward. Oh, no, going for Ava first. All right.
Yeah, I'm surprised he went with Ava
Yeah,
first.
this
Just
if the
in
steward had
case
gotten
he
it, we
gets
could have attacked the slinger, but only 2 damage with the steward. Or the
okay, so
caller, I
yeah, he
mean.
got the gate. I guess he's going for the denial, which I mean could make sense because he knows he cannot win the economic game, and maybe he doesn't feel that he has like such good prospects of an assassination if Aaron keeps playing it conservatively. So let's see how that plays out then.
Yeah,
Like
that's
there's
that's fascinating. Like, how do you feel like the dynamics have changed real quick just by getting rid of this gate? Like, I feel like gate placement is one of the most complicated things in this game. Like, what sort of advantages has he gained now?
yeah, well now like that risk that we saw for Ava it got reduced because like now it's not two flanks that you can get hit out of. It's only a single one, although the slinger is there, so he can do like at least two attacks if he wanted to on that one. I mean, I would have hesitated on that play because if you don't get the kill on the gate, I guess it all depends.
Yeah.
We don't know right now the exact odds, but if you don't get it, like you pretty much get exposed to three hits on Ava, which I guess in this case, it's hard for Sundervet to get the assassination. Like Ava can always just fly back, but makes things harder. But yeah, now I guess Ava can fly to the left and just go for the. He has the second Sky Assault. That's probably why he was thinking of that because he can pull something similar now into the other gate, like to the other gate,
Hmm.
and
Interesting.
blow it up. Yeah, that's probably what was the plan. Now flying to the left, you blow the other one up. Pretty much, you put Aaron in a position in which if he doesn't have more gates, he's in trouble, and that's gonna force him. Maybe this next turn we'll probably see more discards in case that he didn't have the gate, because if you get yourself locked out of being able to summon, it's really hard to come back from that.
Yeah, no, that's super interesting. Like the gate destruction victory, you don't see it too often.
Yeah,
This is wild. Um,
yeah,
looks
yeah.
like
It's always a big gamble. So he's gonna try to get as many units out, of course, before.
get him out while you can.
Yes.
I wonder if Sundervid comes forward. It's a little risky, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Just to get the bonus there, and he's kind of protected. But you have to get him into the game, into the like range. Otherwise, those attacks really lose most of the threat, most of
yeah.
the.
I wonder if we have a gate. My guess is we don't because we held 3 cards last turn.
Yeah, yeah. It's gonna
Looks
be hard for him to have it.
looks
Yeah.
like not. Yeah. So yeah, I
Okay.
mean, assassinating that 5 health gate is definitely possible here, especially if Cyruk like one shots it or something. Like that would just be wild.
Yeah, just with Cyruk and like Ava, like that's probably gonna be enough. So he's going for the.
Pushing Ava to the side seems nice, and Ava's now down to 5 health. That's scary. Can just die at any point now.
Yeah, and okay, so I'm not sure why Ava was pushed. I guess so that she cannot like suddenly go to the back of your gate and just plant a gate, or well,
Yeah.
it was harder, but uh, like this still remains from like the same play that Stufty was planning. He still has the path for it,
Yeah.
like Stewart, Ava, and Cyruk. If he had a gate, this would have been like almost, well, a devastating position. As Seva would be able to plant a front gate, but
Yeah.
he's probably just going to go for the same alignment as last turn to go for the gate. And if you destroy it with the first two attacks, maybe he goes for Sundervid. Although the steward won't be in touch with with Ava. So he might just have to go do the 3 attacks on the gate.
Yeah, well, let's take a look. We got
How,
Aaron to
how
discard a
many did
card.
he discard?
That's
Only
that's
one?
one. That's two.
Okay, two. Yeah,
Both cards
he
discarded.
needs the gate. He knows like that.
Yeah.
Right. So let's
Agrada
see
asks,
what.
would summoned birds be in Ava's buff range? For the flight buff, if you summon a diver, it can be. Over here, it's not because it's three spaces away. But if we summon a diver like adjacent to that gate, which we might do, then yeah, that will be in range. So that'll be nice. See if we got anything else. Nope. Going on to move.
Okay, so looks like he's not going for the gate then.
Yeah, just clearing units. I wonder what the three attacks are here. I guess the sage attacks the fighter.
Yeah, Sage, then Cyruk for this linger, and then looks like the steward might just start softening up the gate.
I see. Yeah, if it feels bad to not go for the gate all in one, but you think it's too worried that like if we spend all three attacks going for the gate this turn, we'll just lose on board or something.
Yeah, exactly. After like committing for the big gate, I would have imagined that he would go for it. But it's that's the risk of the gate play. Like you're kind of like going all in to that strategy, and then if he drew his gate, now you're in a worse position, I guess. So yeah, it looks like he's going back into the try to soften up the units, get some value there, keep Cyruk relatively safe.
Yeah. Yeah, it also just seems I wonder if it would be difficult to attack the gate while keeping Ava safe from like the fighter and whatnot.
Yeah,
Bit
maybe that's why
difficult.
he decided that because that fighter would have been able to go after her unless there was a way of because now with the movement 1, 2, 3, no, yeah, the sentinel, the divers, he could have summoned 2 divers and had battle song. That would have been a way maybe of going for the gate, but probably not like the greatest positioning at the end or odds. There was probably a reason why he didn't go for that. But yeah, it's surprising to see after the commitment of the event and the full turn before for the big gate. I was thinking like pretty sure that he was gonna just try to go for the denial as the even in the econ. I guess right now he's not in a bad spot on the econ too. Like he's close.
Yeah, it definitely is a tough decision there. But nice,
Yeah.
we're cleaning up, and you're right, gonna weaken up that gate a little bit. 2 damage, so we can still threaten that in case Aaron didn't draw another gate, which is entirely possible. And
Okay,
we
so
held all
now,
four.
yep. Yeah, so he has a good set of units there, a good position. Aaron now is going to be able to defend that gate position. So yeah, the brute, that's what I would have expected there. So let's see what he's going to go for. So
This is scary. I wonder, is there any way to get dice on Ava this turn? Well, probably not.
yeah, probably no, I don't think so because yeah, he can displace that one unless he has ramming advance, which doesn't seem to be the case, but he's going for it with Sundervid. Well, he also has the event that you can get a unit in front, so maybe he's going for that to get an extra hit. The thing is, Sundervid is going to be super exposed at the end, so my guess is he also has Stronghold in hand,
Yes.
and he's going to get him out of there. But that this is like a good opportunity to get rid of Cyruk because like having all those guys around and then for magic in which if you kill the steward or the sage like a new one is probably going to come here, it's a good opportunity for him to get rid of that guy and then hit Ava one more time with if he has the event to get something in front of him.
Yeah, it all of a sudden, especially if Cyrut goes down here, it's I'm feeling like I would rather be Cindervid now.
Yeah, and even the hitting Ava at this point is not that relevant. Like,
Oof,
ooh, that
that's
was
gonna hurt.
a really bad one. Yeah,
Cyruk is gonna live. That will be huge.
yeah, but getting rid of that steward on the top of it. Let's see. Yeah, he's just going for the kill of that one to remove the strong on Cyruk at least, and now a stronghold surely coming.
Yep.
All
Knowing
right, so
everything,
yeah,
and yeah,
he's protecting. Yeah, he's managed to protect that one. Although, well, he doesn't know Sky Assault is there, so my guess is Stufty might go for the kill on that gate as
do you think you
like
run?
shooting.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, like shooting with Cyruk, like the brute is, for example, not a like a big gain, but with Cyruk, he could. Oh wait, no, he doesn't have worthy or strong anymore. No, never mind. Like he's not like such a big threat. Like they might just like now slug it out with units. So Ava at this point, it would make more sense to just try to like get her in a safe spot and like settle a good formation there and just try to like kill as many units as he can.
What do you think about doing like a battle song with Cyruk to try to take out the gate and then gather in some units to protect Ava? Seems risky, but
Yeah, but that's like well, you're spending a lot of resources hoping for a 3 for 4, which the odds are not bad. It's like 58, 60%, something like that, but you're spending too many resources to make that happen.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it might be too risky for it to. He's probably just gonna go, yeah, for a safer bet there, as he's not doing bad right now on the economic game. He still has a good amount of units there, so
Interesting.
so he's
No gathering song. It feels like that would be the turn for it to run your units back. But I guess that would be the second one. So saving it for a better time.
exactly, yeah, because unless you're gonna send them forward, like right now he played it conservatively, like retreating, right? Like sending them back, single flank open for Cyruk. The divers are expendable, really. Like you don't need to bring those guys back. Like their job is to go kill the slingers and then die. Like it's that you're you made your peace with that fact, right? You would be saving with Gathering Song, the Sentinels, the Stewards, those type of units.
Yeah, well, let's see. I mean, and this is what Ava does best. We the fight was in the middle, and now all of a sudden we're over here, and that brute's gonna take like 15 turns to get back over there.
He got the 2 for 2, which was important there for, as there's only a single slinger, I believe. So
There's one left. Yeah, that's
I
see.
believe there's one left. Yeah.
These are the things that are important to keep track of that I never keep track of.
Yeah.
3 damage is
Got the
always
three for
nice.
three. That's yeah, that's big there.
I wonder if we hold this
Especially
entire hand. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, no, that's right. Like maybe the battle song might not be like crucial right now, but the fact that he's not in a hurry, I would say like there's no reason to discard any cards.
Hmm.
Like you're gonna have
Yep.
enough units for to be a threat next turn. So even though you only have a single sentinel in hand, it's not a big deal. You also have the gate, which he actually didn't play the gate. Did he already draw
He
cards?
just
He
drew
already.
that. Just drew that.
Okay, yeah, yeah, of course, yeah. So yeah, he'll need that. So this is a perfect hand, and he didn't discard anything, right?
Yep. No, he did not. Held all four, which is interesting. A lot of times you see four events, and that sounds like, oh goodness, this is going to be a bad hand. But yeah, the board presence is still there, so
Yeah.
makes sense.
Right. So let's see if Aaron got the gate that he needed to be
Please.
able to expand out of that choke point.
Yeah, I forgot to check last turn how heavily he discarded to get it, but I assume he at least discarded a bit.
Yeah, yeah. I also didn't notice if he discarded everything. Let's see.
So I mean, the gate's doing him fine for now.
Yeah,
Already
but
into
he
attack.
ended up in a spot in which he'll only get 2 attacks, only to those divers.
Yeah, and that seems like the
Oh, he
movement.
missed the 2 out of 2. That's
Yeah, that's
rather.
rough. But just not enough movement to get get everything into the best position to get huge attacks.
Mhm.
Only 4 dice rolled. Martial forces. Maybe I stand corrected. That's another one. All right. At least we can finish off the diver.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, and I mean, he was probably not planning on using that one, other if he got 2 out of 2, but That fighter was falling a little bit behind. Let's see what he can manage. And he didn't got the gate yet, so let's see how many he discards. Like it's really ugly when you're forced to discard the cards that you would have kept, but you really like need the gate. Right now, at least that gate is not in like being threatened, so he shouldn't really discard anything unnecessary. But he also only has two magic. You usually want to be at three.
Yeah, I think that's the end of his turn. I'm not sure whether he either discarded one or zero, it looks like.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, right now the he's falling behind on the economic game. So
that's interesting. I feel like I struggle to read boards sometimes because I look at this and it seems like unit wise, I mean, Aaron has a lot of health on the board, and so does Ava. And I mean, I get Ava has a few more cards in deck, and I guess a bit more magic. So yeah, it's
yeah, the magic right now is the one that definitely just shifted to one side because yeah, that's like three, like not only the two extra cards, but the three extra magic. And the board is not that different from the like Iron has slightly more firepower there, but those brutes are I guess, well, they can be significant, at least in that position. Like, it's hard for those to suddenly be useless when you already have them in the middle of the board, on the other side of the board.
yeah.
All
Well,
right, let's
yeah,
see.
and we managed to the brutes. I don't feel like they've bit us too hard yet. That turn was a little bit rough, but I mean we advanced the brutes and now we can keep advancing them. Ooh,
Yeah.
we got the gathering song. Are we gonna go for the gate? No, we're just oh I see. We're probably
No,
placing
no,
our own
he's
gate.
just, yeah, just shifting things to the left. He's going just for value there, and then the gate will probably see it coming, and then he's going to do the gathering song to protect Ava.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
yeah. Ooh, man, now the dice, okay, the
that's rough. And I
yes,
was forgetting that Airy Sentinels are immune to the brutes as well. So if we
correct.
put a Sentinel next to Ava, we are totally safe. I was worried we wouldn't be. Uh,
Yeah. So he was so far stuffed. He had been getting like amazing rolls, but yeah, finally things balanced a little bit after Aaron also got the one out of three. But he's still going to be in a great spot. I mean, if he got both brutes in that turn, it would have been massive. But Aaron is still in the game at this point.
all right, and no discards, two sages and a gate seems pretty good. I feel like I want a steward. Wonder how many stewards are left. Still two.
Yeah, he's doing good there. And right now, the sage is exactly what he wanted to get that Cyruk at four.
Brutes
So
coming. Yep.
yeah, and that gate right now it's still in the middle for him between Sunderbed. Like that aerial gate there, it's going to be a little bit of a pain for Aaron, and now he's suffering due to the lack of movement to keep the units in Sunderbed relevant. So this is what the Avens we were talking about, like splitting the board constantly. Like wherever Sunderbed is where you don't want to be, right? And now it's hard to get the units plus Sunderbed back into combat. Okay, battle leader. Ooh, but that's yeah, that's a bit of a pain because when you have to use your battle leader event just for the move without getting the five hit, it always feels like a loss of value. Like you're not really getting the most out of it.
Yeah, yeah, and that's Ava just using position to her advantage, forcing that to happen.
Yeah, yeah.
I am scared for Sundervid that there's some sort of sky assault something that'll mess him up this next turn. But
Yeah, he's still at a comfortable 10. And at this point, I would think Stufty might be thinking of trying to keep this advantage game and just trying to be moving around.
yeah, oh, looks like
And
one
so,
discard. And that's where things land. Yeah, see if we go for it at all. Yeah, I don't really think we have the cards to get an assassination on Sundervid. Though like we're
yeah,
close.
right.
If we had like a steward, maybe. The battle song is real nice, but
Yeah, not yet. And right now, I mean, it's not like they even have this in the bag. Like at five, really, any turn, like they can be decisive. Like once the Sentinel is gone, they can always just get like a brute, move your unit, or do some of the things they can do with the event that you pull a creature with ram, like things like that. It's not
Yeah.
hard for them to find that space. So yeah, it's still anybody's game at this point.
Yeah, yeah, it's scary. As soon as your summoner drops below half, like I just feel like I have to play so differently, or I just have to
Mhm.
think so much more to
Mhm.
be safe. Got a gate over there. Oh, just to make Sundervet uncomfortable. Seems pretty good. And the battle song is coming down. I wonder if we Sky Assault just for 3 dice. Oh wait, no, we have a
Yeah.
good attack with. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I was wondering why he played the Sky Assault, but it looks like Cyruk gets the bonus just because the other guy
Ooh,
got it.
the
So that
the the
explains
battle
why
song.
he.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why he went for the battle song. That makes sense. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
That way he could.
I forget about some of those things sometimes. That Saruk is
Yeah,
so good.
yeah. Like I thought, like, why did he play just for a single +1 that he didn't even need? But it's because of the Cyrus. That way, he guaranteed he was going to get increase the chances of getting everything he wanted to get out of this turn.
Yep.
So
And we finally
yeah, it
drew
was
a
good to
steward,
use it.
my favorite unit.
Yeah, yeah.
Keep things. This is so tense now. Like with Sundavid in the middle there. Like I know we have another stronghold, but I'm always just
So we're
worried.
ramming advance. Yeah, let's
Ooh.
check this out. So what is he going to try? Okay, so he's going to bring these guys back. My guess is he should have a gate now. Probably going to plant it in front of
Ooh. Interesting.
Cyrus.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Okay. Now he can go for the kill on both of those units and only leave a single flank open, which is a good move. But oh, look at that.
Skill issue.
He's getting so awful rolls. It might be hard to get back
Yeah.
now.
That's tough. See if that 10 health can keep us safe. Hopefully we can kill the sentinel. Oh my goodness. I'm so scared. Thank goodness.
Yeah, at least he got the Sentinel, yeah, like there, which that one was pretty critical.
Yeah, and I wonder if this is a moment where Aaron is feeling behind and just like trying to drastically change something up about the match.
Yeah, he's trying to still like close the space on Ava, try to find that opportunity for that final hit.
Yep, still holding on to those last cards. And Ava with a bit of a magic advantage, but still not too much. Sentinel coming down. I wonder if we're gonna be able to get some damage on Sundervid finally. It feels like so far Stufty's been pretty comfortably just trying to play for economy.
Yeah, right now he's ahead on economy, so it makes sense that he just wants to keep that going. As yeah, like he has a lot of units still left, like a couple stewards. If you check the drop pile, I think there's a couple more units there. So
Yep.
yeah, two more, and only 7 cards left on Aaron's side. You don't really worry that much about the colors. So, for example, right now he knows like he goes for the fighter. It's one less. There's probably the brutes are not that big of a concern because you can always just get as far as you can. So there's almost no slingers left. I think we still have one left. Probably there might be only one more fighter left or something like that. So yeah, that's he's just going to stick to the unit for unit exchange.
Yeah. So let's see how this
Let's see if he
goes. I wonder if we do.
or
That's perfect. I wonder if the Sky Assault goes for the caller here. Saruk's been alive this entire game. That is just awesome. Do we go for the
yep.
gate? No, wait, we go for the gate. Yeah.
No, I guess you're just a risking game.
That that
So
that that'd be
yeah,
horrifying.
you just take the ping to get him closer to that assassination opportunity that might come. Like one more hit like that, and then the Sky Assault starts being really appealing with the odds in your favor.
Yep. Sunderfed's
Okay, so
still getting some value, staying in the action.
yeah. He has one more gate. Yeah, see,
There it is.
that explains that move then. That's only a technically he's gonna might have two flanks at the end.
I feel so exposed as Sundervid here. I mean, I guess that gate cuts out the flank, but I'm scared. There's ways of the enemy getting behind me. There's everything. I wonder if he's
He's
stronghold.
probably counting also the number of units he has killed. I think at this point all the sentinels might have been out, and he knows there's no more sentinels left.
Mm,
The
hmm.
stewards, you don't really worry that much of them like going to your back because without Ava, like a two range unit, it's not going to be a threat at that point that much. I mean, it just maybe it's going to trap you. That's going to be the concern, but not like a big hit through the back. But yeah, he's more exposed that you would want to be in this matchup when
Yeah,
with
but you
this
gotta
position.
gotta take those risks when you're feeling a little bit behind.
Exactly. Yeah, he's been in a tough spot, just trying to catch up on those exchanges. So that's why he had
Yeah,
to be
yeah.
forced into those positions.
I still can't believe that Cyrute could have died so many turns ago, and then we got the 1 out of 3 melee. I think.
Yeah, that was probably like the the role that like turned the whole game into a different direction. Yeah, because he was going for let's see what were the odds that he went for there. So he had a 67% chance of killing Cyruk with the way he had positioned things.
That's unfortunate.
Um, yeah.
And yeah, it seems like you're right. Like with only ranged units, like it's not. Yeah, a steward or a sage shooting two at Sundervid from behind isn't going to do too much. So I guess we're
Yeah.
probably just going to hold the line for now.
He might, yeah, retreat here to try to just keep that value game going. Like take out that gate, take like the collar.
Sky assault. What
Oh,
is
look at that. Yeah, he's going for, well,
what
actually,
is this
what is
doing?
he going for? Yeah,
Oh,
like, well, yeah, going the gate, but then you have the collar. I guess he's gonna bypass the collar, like just shoot Sunderbit. As
yes,
those, like he has the Sage, the Steward, so those can be pretty serious, like 4 or 5.
yes.
You
Well,
feel like you're gonna get at least 4, so that's probably what he's going for.
yeah, I think we missed our roll. I assume the steward attacked the enemy gate and destroyed it, and now Cyruk is
Correct. Yes.
attacking,
Yeah.
and only
Okay.
three.
Ooh,
Oof.
only
Yeah,
3.
that
Okay.
that that felt like a pretty big risk going for the sky assault now, and it didn't pay off.
Yeah, and the reason is that even if you get 5 or even if you get something like that, now you're out of like sky assaults. So now you actually have to go chase him and find the spot and all that, which is a lot harder. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, and I don't want to back up in fear of messing up the game because we didn't see the first roll, but I guess the first roll must have been the sage on the gate. And I think it was at 2 health, so we must have gotten a lucky 2 for 2 to take out the gate.
Oh,
And now we still get 2 other attacks after that. Went on the two
yeah.
for two with the sage, says Bean. Yep.
Got it. Got it. Okay, that explains. Well, but he needed 2 out of 2, right? So
Yes. Well, we,
yeah.
we just got
So
lucky, and then we get an extra attack on the collar, so that's nice.
yes. Yeah.
Um, and
All
we
right.
had
So
Fuzzy Marmot and Hagrada pointing out 5 magic could mean Varn. It was a bit tough with
oh, look
only
at that.
collars. Nope, you
Oh
got
yeah,
it.
that's exactly right. Like that's the sign that you know the barn is coming.
5 magic
And
equals
that
Varn.
guy is always good. Like the colors are perfect for a barn because those guys are just like the ones that's going to be blocking him after he kills something. So we can see a turnaround here. So he has battle leader and barn in this board. So he has the potential to kill. Let's see. Oh, so
Going for the steward
he's going to
instead of
cover his
Cyrus.
back.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, do you kill the steward and then like have we used? I think we've only used one martial force. I don't
Yeah,
know.
exactly. He probably has the martial force. So I'm thinking here, he's probably thinking, okay, I can leave 2 flanks open at the end. I know he has no more the aerial assault and Cyruk, I guess. Yeah, like Cyruk is going to be around, so he knows he's not going to try to get like the 5 out of 5 like on Cyruk with Thundervid or anything like that. So he's aware. I don't think he has any gates left, right? Like he already played the 3 gates.
Yes. Um,
Yeah. So he's probably okay, like saying like, well, at this point, I just have to
Well, is
put this
there?
pressure on.
Did we play? We have this gate, and did we see the third gate? There might still be
Maybe
that one.
that's what he's going to play right now, and
Yeah.
that would put him in a strong position.
Let's see.
Yeah, that's right. I don't think we've seen any other gate. I don't Oh no, yeah, the one that they just destroyed.
Oh, what was one just destroyed?
Yeah, the one that uh, Stufty destroyed that gate with a Sage to attack with Cyruk.
Oh, yes, 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 of course.
Yeah, that's
So yes, that's all gone. Yeah, I wonder. I feel like we must have a stronghold. I mean, or still move something in with Varn. We get another attack still.
yeah. So
Finish
he's
off the
not in a bad
Sage.
spot because at this point he's just going for it, saying like, "Hey, I don't think like it's gonna be hard for the other side to deal with a 5 unless they have Battle Song, which they like." He's assuming maybe he doesn't have that, and even at that point, it's a little bit of a gamble. So that event, oh, it also works for champions. Okay, that makes sense. I was forgetting you can also do it for a champion. So then that was a beautiful play, like only a single flank open, and it's even a flanking which
Yeah.
Cyro kind of really get behind you. I mean, I guess you're exposed to two attacks still because that collar there, it's easy to remove. But with 5 life and range dice, it's not a sure thing. Although if they have the diver, which is what we're gonna see here, he'll get that one for free.
Oh,
Oh, but
diver
he's
to
going for
there to get Sundervid. Yeah, that seems
yeah,
good.
because even if he kills it with a diver, like there's only two flanks, so you have only two attacks. So he's just going for the reducing as much as possible. So this might be it really. Like the odds are gonna be in his favor
It
for
seems like it. Yeah. I wonder. Ava shoots the collar, then Cyruk shoots Sundervid.
pretty
Maybe
much,
the
yeah.
other way
Like that's
around.
all he needs. And let's see the odds on that. They're probably gonna be pretty. So it's gonna be four ranged.
We have battle song even, so that's 5.
Even battle song, yeah. So
That's
that's
looking pretty
five.
good.
That's
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be hard to survive this. Like even without the battle song, it's like 92% chances.
But hey, if we miss it, I guess we lose. So it all comes down to this. What did you have the odds up?
So yeah, with adding the battle song, that's 96%. So let's
All
see what
right.
happens.
You know, I've missed many a 96%.
Yeah, exactly. I think we've all
It's
missed a
gonna be
lot of
tense.
this.
I think the scariest attack here is the Ava 3 for 1 on the collar. Because if that misses, we can't do it.
Yeah.
um,
Although that one is
oh,
super. Oh,
we
I
got it.
think we lost one of the.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that! Wait, so
Oh no,
one out of
yeah.
three. Okay, so
So
wait,
it
so
bugged
that
out and Ava killed the gate. We didn't get to see that attack for some reason, but then the diver attacks Sundervid for only 1 out of 3. So now Saruk has got to
okay,
get
so
3 out of 5, which that can
okay, so
totally
that's
miss.
yeah, 79%. It's still in his favor, but
Yeah.
like it's big difference from 96%.
As
So let's
level
see
3
this.
CPU would say, that's Abu Ashi against Ember Beast. That's what's happening right now. Let's see it. This is for the game.
Early
And
game,
we
he
get
got
it.
it. Fine.
And that is it. That will put Stufty as our league champion for the Summoner Zone League season 19. Wow. What a game. That was just every step of the way incredibly intense.
Yeah, that was a great game. Yeah.
And yeah, any unfortunately neither Stufty or Aaron was available to chat after the game, but I'm sure people are always talkative on the Discord. If you have any questions for them, I'm sure you can at them on the Discord, and they'd be happy to chat more about this. And yeah, and everyone's been talking about this matchup from the league. Any closing thoughts about the game, Vexer?
Yeah, so I would just say, well, we saw the game was going almost the distance. Like this was the last turn they had, like with their last draws before going into the just the final end games situation. We had Barn coming all the way until the end, so he couldn't really get a lot of value out of him. And Yeah, at that point, in the last moment, like he was, seems like he was just missing like one more magic or at least one more unit, so that he could have ended in a like a much more protected state, not relying on that like flimsy like one health color. That would have probably made a big difference because at that spot, I think Aaron was probably just hoping that he didn't have like those specific things like a diver, or that he didn't have like well, pretty much the diver. We just with the diver, the odds were heavily in his favor. So yeah, even though we saw, I think that thing with the gate was interesting, right? Like, not sure if that like how much impact it had. Like,
You talking about
Aaron
the
really
10 health gate
struggled
at the
by losing.
beginning, or
Yeah, like the 10
yeah,
health, or if even before that, just that forward gate that he had to set up just to prevent getting Thundervid too exposed, allowed Stufty to start maneuvering in such a way that he used his gate against him, and they just start maneuvering around that gate so that Thundervid was always a little bit far away from the action. So he managed to do that in a great way, like always separating him from the action in such a way that many turns like the units didn't really had the bonus, or if they had the bonus like Aaron, like the one in which he had to sacrifice battle leader, or just had to overextend Thunderbird at some point because that forward gate was his only gate. So he had to go just move everyone forward to protect it, right? Once the 8 gate, like the 10 gate was lost. So we probably saw some of the decisive moments at that point where the game went in one direction. And the other key moment really was the Cyruk turn, in which he went for the kill for Cyruk, but he survived. Because now Cyruk just surviving the whole game, he's always a threat that he got a lot of juice out of him, right? Even at the end, like that guy hitting for 5, that's huge. And both of the turns that he was able to get the bonus, the battle song, on Cyruk, even though he was far away, just getting value. That was huge. Like Cyruk surviving was probably like the play of the game, right? The one that defined the future. The other one was that gate, like that maneuvering with the gate. I wouldn't say only the going for the 8 gate, like that worked out
yeah,
good for him, but the way he maneuvered the whole time, like from like down, up, left, all that stuff. At first, he was on the right. Like if you analyze that, he was moving through the whole place all the time. And he was doing that maneuvering around like the gate location, the location of Sunderbed, and that made things really hard for the Barga.
yeah. It's interesting. I feel like we could have a whole series just about like breaking down a game just by gate placement alone, and how
Hmm.
that changes the dynamics, and how yeah, soon to have needing to play this gate for to be safe, and then just how you play around it. I mean, I feel like I would struggle a lot just getting around this gate in my way, but Aaron was able to pretty comfortably still advance and put up a threat, and it ended up very close at the end.
Hmm. Yeah, and that decision to place that gate there just shows you how like you always feel that you're at a risk and you're being threatened against the Avon when having those positions, right? Like he had two spots, like the one flank at the side and the front side, and like those guys can then just send like a 6, 7, 8 damage with some Avon, and then just get them back with battle song, right? Like there's always the potential for that. So that's why he preferred delay. I'm just gonna put a gate here because I don't want to get like hit massively by these guys.
Yeah, 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 absolutely. I'm clicking back to see that. But yeah, thanks everyone so much for tuning in. This was a ton of fun. I what watching these games, especially when it's so close like this, where just every decision matters, and every little swing, every Cyruk living, and yeah, it's just
Mhm.
a lot of fun, a lot of fun to break down and try to understand.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And so season 20 is coming. It's gonna start this week. If anyone wants to join the season, make sure to like subscribe, sign up to into the website, and we might be doing some streams to cover some of the matchups and analyze the strategy and play some games.
Yeah, we'll announce that right now. That Vector and I hope. I'm not sure if we probably won't get to do every matchup, but we'll try to over some weekends do some more matchups and hear what we have to say. See if I can beat you. It's not it's my record isn't great so far, but one of these times surely.
Yeah.
But yeah, like to the league super friendly. Feel free to come out of the Discord if you have any questions about the league and how it works. But you can go over to summonerwarzone.com to sign up and start playing next week. All right. Well, anything to add before we finish it up?
I think that's a good place to close out. And thank you everyone for watching.
Yep. Thank you so much. We'll see you guys around. See you on the Discord server. Bye bye.